What you're about to hear are disturbing and graphic allegations from an inmate inside Minnesota's only prison for women that's now housing biological men. She reached out to me after a longtime Department of Corrections employee first blew the whistle and quit over the prison system's new controversial transgender policy.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
What's it like now with them there?
It's scary. It's unpredictable.
Chaos Bell first wrote to us, detailing what happened when Danielle Whitebird transferred to the Shakopee State Prison. Bell was living in the same unit and serving as a maintenance worker when Whitebird arrived.
It was frightening to me because we were all, it was sprung on us. We didn't know that there was men coming into the prison until we seen them. So we're all here to heal and take care of our past trauma, and most of it has to do with being abused and taken advantage of by men. So it was really terrifying when they started coming in, and knowing that they didn't have the bottom surgery. So that was even more scarier. And not only that, they can overpower us. So he came to our unit, and he was a little too friendly with people, the way he would talk. He would comment on women's bodies. He would always gravitate to the ones that looked younger. And, I was kind because I just try to be kind to everybody. And then he started saying things to me, showing me his song and stuff like that. And I just was like, okay, this is getting really uncomfortable. And, I would avoid going into the shower when he was on the phone because the shower is unlocked. And if you're in the shower, you can't hear if anyone comes in. So I try to avoid going into the shower while he was on the phone, just so that, he didn't come in. I was scared about that. He was looking at some pictures on someone else's tablet. And I go downstairs to my room, and Danny comes behind me. I'm already inside my room. And he says, hey, can you, come here real quick. I'm like, okay. So I get up off the bed. He's like, come here to my door. And so I go to his door, and he said, look what those pictures did to me. And he motioned his hand and his head downwards, and here his penis was out of his pants. And it freaked me out because I was like, oh, heck no, And I go to my room, and I sit there, and I'm just thinking, oh, my goodness, what, did he just really do that? I was so scared. And I was frightened. I didn't want to say anything to anybody because I was so scared. So I confided in a couple of girls. And so I asked the guard working that day, hey, can I move out of my room and move up the hall? And so ever since then, I was just avoiding him. Prior to my situation, I was hearing that Danny was showing his penis to women in the courtyard. There were allegations. He did go to SIG multiple times for these allegations, but because there was no proof, he was let out of SIG every single time. I think if there was multiple allegations, they should take that serious.
Bell says any segregation stay for lewd behavior would last just a few days, until Whitebird, convicted of sexually abusing a minor in the past, was released from prison last September. You've brought these concerns to light, and they haven't done anything?
Nothing at all.
We asked the Department of Corrections about Bell's allegations. In a statement to Alpha News, a spokesperson said it takes all allegations seriously, investigating complaints in accordance with policy and Prison Rape Elimination Act standards.
None of these men have had the bottom surgery, right?
Correct. No, none of them.
They're men.
How many men are in there with you?
I want to say 6. I know there's this guy named Bradley here. He, I guess, threw a tantrum in his room, broke glass, and was sent to SAG for it. But then gets out of SAG, I think 5 days later, and still the women around him are terrified that he's going to spaz out at them. And I wanted to mention, too, there's this person here named Nathan Johnson. He gets out in February. He was living in the Monahan unit, and we share a bathroom. So there's 5 stalls in this bathroom with no cameras. And he was actually living in one of these pods. So he was sharing bathroom with women. And there was an allegation that he was having sex with his girlfriend in one of the bathrooms. He and this girl went on IR, which is in room under investigation. They're restricted to their rooms. And because they couldn't prove it, because these bathrooms aren't even monitored or have a camera in them, they couldn't do anything.
What would you say to the Biden administration, and more specifically to Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, who has allowed this?
He should be held accountable. The Biden administration should be held accountable for putting us in danger, inflicting fear on us that was unnecessary, and that they should take it back. They shouldn't put biological men inside the most vulnerable population at all. And they should be held accountable for inflicting this fear on us, putting us in danger, and re-victimizing us when we're here to try to heal. I was a victim of sex trafficking. I'm in here for promoting prostitution in result of that sex trafficking situation that I was in. I'm here to rehabilitate myself, and I've never been in trouble here. I got my associate's degree. I'm getting my paralegal certificate in May. I'm doing a lot of positive things, but when that happened to me, with Danny doing that to me, it sent me back a lot. It re-victimized me, and it's scary.
Do you worry about what could happen for speaking out?
Yeah, I do. I'm terrified about speaking out about it, but I did contact the AWA, the assistant warden, and asked for this PREA report, and she came to me personally, in person, telling me that she cannot provide me the PREA report because it's against their policy to do so. They're here, they're men, they're not even acting like women, and the comments that they make, everyone should be held accountable for the wrongdoing that they're doing to us women here. I just hope something happens and our voices can be heard, and that something changes real fast.